What is up, guys? It's Tuesday. I wanted to check in with you quickly before you do your timed rights on Wednesday and Friday. I just finished my coffee. I finished a murder podcast, and then I finished What Happened After World War II podcast. So it's a really positive morning here in the Eichler household. So I want to remind you, because every single year this happens, where about 15 of you decide that you forget everything that you've learned and you forget that you have practiced this all year long. So we're going to review your basics, review your process for tomorrow and Friday. You need to make sure that when you approach the passage, you're going to find the conclusion. Figure out the message. It's always in the conclusion. Once you have your message, you're going to go back to the beginning of the passage and you're going to read through it. I want you to draw a line where you can section it off. So you're going to chunk the passage, decide, is there an intro, a body, and an end? Is there just one shift in the middle? Draw your lines where your chunks are going to be. Then I want you to go through each chunk and decide, what is the author doing here? Does the author open by describing their background? Do they open by defining some sort of political view? Do they open by comparing something, contrasting something, giving examples of something? Do they open by refuting an argument, starting with a counterclaim? Do they open by alluding to a famous philosopher? Whatever it is. What are they doing in that passage? Move to the next section and do the same thing. Get to the conclusion and decide, what are they doing in the conclusion? All right? Those are your body paragraphs, whether that's 2 or 3. Then you need to focus on those 3 questions that I want you to have taped on your wall, next to you, on your reference guide, wherever works for you. Body paragraph. What is the author's purpose in this section? That's your assertion. Give your evidence. Then tell me, how does this affect the audience? This forces the audience to confront A, or this causes the reader to remember B, or this evokes a sense of guilt in the audience, whatever it is. Question 3 is, why is this so persuasive? So if it evokes a sense of guilt in the audience, we are, forced to, because of our human nature, to change our actions or change our ways or change our perspective or speak out or whatever it is. All right, so if you answer those 3 questions every time in your body paragraph, you will be totally fine. All right, you are well trained. You've practiced this probably literally hundreds of times. This is just the time in the year when it gets real, and the timing gets real and you freak out. All right, so we're going to practice 2 times this week. We will have other opportunities for practice next week, even though I know you'll be in your exam, so they'll all be optional. And I will see you tomorrow.